Hello guys, welcome to Learn a Skill. It's always exciting being part of this program and I hope you are too. On today's episode, we'll be doing something really interesting. We'll be learning how to make Ankara shorts. But we'll be having it in two sessions, yeah? First session is on how to cut a simple Ankara short. Remember that this program is aimed at promoting self-development and entrepreneurship. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Follow us on all our social media handles because a lot awaits you there. Come enjoy the joyous as we get down to this first session. Hey guys, we have Amos in the building. Hi Amos, can you tell us a little about yourself and what you are doing today?
Thank you very much. My name is Amos Francis. I'm a professional tailor and my brand name is Amos Wears. I'm going to be taking you guys on how to sew Ankara shorts. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So who is ready? Because I am. Let's get down to business then. We have a model, right? Excited.
When you want to sew a knicker, you first take the measurement. I want to take your measurement now. Okay. You measure the waist. Now this is the waist. The measurement is 40. You write it down. Then you go for the length one. You go for the length. Look at it here, 20. You write it down. The length is 20. Facing now. Then the lap. You make sure you free it. Okay, free it like this. Then you go down for the bottom. Okay. We have 26 for the lap. Then the bottom 22. After taking the measurement, you pick your material. This is the front side of the material, while this is the back. You turn the front. You join the front together like this. You make sure you are marking it from the back side. Then you spread it properly on your table. After doing that, your book, your tape, your scissors, and the chalk. After spreading it, you go with the length first. This is the length. The length is 20. You mark the length 20 here. Then you add allowance because you need to fold it from the downside. The allowance will be 1.5. You add it 1.5 here. Then this side of the knicker is the pocket, the side pocket. You take the measurement 7. After taking the measurement, then the folding of the pocket, you take 1.5. Now this is the folding. This is the pocket. Then the waist. The waist is 40. 40, you divide it into 4. This is how we do it for those that don't know how to divide it with their tapes. You make sure you bring the tape, the tip of the tape to the 40. You hold it like this. Then you bring it back. 40 divided by 2 is 20. Then you bring it back to the 20. It will become 10. That is the measurement you are taking for the waist. This is 10. Then you add allowance for the zip, which is ½ inch. Then for the front, the flap, you take it down depending on the size of the person you are sewing for. This one is a bigger size, so I'm going with 12. Then the lap is 26. 26 divided by 2 is 13. You mark it. Then this other side of the leg, you make sure you slant it like this for the shape to come out properly. You slant it, then you take the measurement of the bottom, which is this side. 22, you divide it into 2. Okay, now rule it out. This is it. After doing this, you pick up your scissors and cut it out. That's what I'm doing right now. Okay, this is the first stage. We are done with this. This is the front leg. You want to go to the back leg. You carry the one you have cut, you keep it separately, then you shift the material. We are supposed to cut it like this. We are supposed to place this one here, but the material is not wide enough. So we shift it to this side to make sure we get a proper knicker. Okay, this is the back side of the knicker. This is the side of the knicker. It will be equal with this other side. You are marking it equally. When it comes to this other side, the back side of the knicker will be bigger than the front because of the sewing. When we get there, I'll teach you people. Okay. The allowance you put here is 1.5. Then this other side is 2. You rule it. This is the back side, this side of the knicker, this side. So because of the bottom, you make sure this side comes up. The back side of the knicker will come up. Then you take it like this and bring it upward. This is it. We are done with the cutting. After doing this, you need to bring out your flap for the pocket and the zip. This flap is for the pocket. You bring your flap out. Then this other one is for the back pocket. You cut it out. While cutting it, you make sure you mark it. This mark signifies the bad side, which is the back side. You mark it. You mark it. Then you mark this other one too. Okay. The next flap. The second flap. Then you go for the waistband. This is the waistband. Then the belt guide. Okay, this is your belt guide. The next thing you will do is to gum it. You start gumming it. This is your gum style. You can't do this without this. You can't do this without the help of the gum stay. cutting the gum stay. Okay, after cutting it, you make sure your iron is set. This is your iron. For the help of a perfect Ankara knicker, you need your iron, your hot iron. I'll be teaching you how to make your waistband. This is the waistband. You place it properly. You iron it with your iron. When you take a good look at this, you will see there is one, this part is shining, then this other part is not shining. So what you do, you use the shining part to place on the material. When you place it, you hit it with your iron. The first one is not enough. You have to cut it. You have to join it again. This is the joiner. You join it from here. After gumming it, you will turn it to the other side, then you iron it. This is the flap, the waistband rather. The reason why I gum it like this, I left this space because you need to fold it like this. This place is very, very useful. Without the folding of this place, you can't fix the waistband on the knicker. This is the folding. You make sure you fold it accordingly. You turn it again, you iron it. Okay, you need to measure the main waistband, which is 1.5. We are taking 1.5. This is 1.5 here. You mark it. 1.5. You mark it. 1.5. You mark it. 1.5. You mark it. 1.5. You mark it. You mark it. Your 1.5. You mark your 1.5. You mark your 1.5. You mark your 1.5. You mark your 1.5. Okay, after marking it, you fold it from the spot you marked. Okay, you now iron it. You make sure you do it properly. This is your waistband. Then you turn it. Now this is the waistband. After doing that, the last step to take is for you to turn this part inside. You make sure this side, the waistband is longer than this side, than the folding. Okay, like this. Okay, this is your waistband. We are done with the waistband. We are going for the flaps. After doing the waistband, you go with your flaps. This is your waistband here. Then this is the flap for the pocket. This one you don't have to gum it because you are using it for the pocket. Then this flap is for the zip. You have to gum it with your gum stay. This is your gum stay. You place it on it. You gum it. After gumming it, you pick up your scissors. Cut it out. Okay. You iron it. You fold it and iron it again. This is your flap for the zip. Then this other one is for the back pocket. The flap for the back pocket. Okay. You are just gumming the place you will mark. When we get there, I will remind you people. Okay. Now this is the knicker. The last place we have to gum is the pocket. You take that same measurement you took here, 7. You take it here. You cut out 7. After cutting it out, you make sure you cut 2. Then you trim it. Okay. You want to gum it. You follow the line, the one you marked. This is my line. Then you gum it like this. Okay. Now I've gummed it. You see? Then you fold it like this. After folding it, you turn the other side. Then you gum it. The same thing with the other side. Okay. This is it. We are done with this step. Now you have to cut your pocket out. The pocket of the knicker. This is your pocketing. You use this one for the pocket. Join it into 2. Okay. You are cutting it according to the size of the knicker. This is the side pocket. That's what I'm cutting right now. Okay. This is the side pocket. Now we are going for the back pocket. You carry your material. This is your back pocket. You are done with this.
Yo people, welcome to the second session of this episode. Hope you know how to cut your shorts now, because I can, all thanks to learn a skill. So let's get down to business, that is the sewing business. because cutting without sewing is like a rag used for cleaning. Remember that my name is Joy. The Joyous! Let's get down to business.
This is the front side. We want to sew the side pocket. This is the right leg. Then this is the pocket. When you want to sew the right leg, you place your pocket like this. You place it like this, upside down. Then you place the material. Now this is your knicker. You place it. This is the line we fold. We open it like this, then we sew a straight line at the edge. Now this is my straight line. Okay. You cut it. When you have cut it, this place we marked, the 7, the pocket, you cut the downside also, so you can turn it inside. We are taking another line. Okay. After running this line, now this is the formation of the pocket, the formation of the side pocket. After running this line, you open it like this. When you open it, take a good look at it. It's not properly sewn, so you sew it. You sew it to make sure this flap is sewn. Okay. Now we are done with this aspect of the pocket. You fold it like this. Now you fold it like this. Look at your pocket. But there is no flap here. This is where we have to make use of the flap for the pocket. You pick up your flap. Your flap, you open it back. This is the right hand flap. You place it. Okay. You fold the edge of the material. Then we go. Okay. We are done with the flap. Okay, now this is your pocket. It is supposed to be like this. Supposed to be like this. This is the right way to sew it. When you are done with the sewing, this is how it will look like. Now you turn it from the back side. You turn it like this. Make sure the both sides are equal. This is the first side pocket. Okay. This is the other place we marked, the place we cut. When you get close to that place, you stitch it. Okay, you bring it out. Then you cut it to that line. You trim your pockets. you turn it from the inside. Now this is your pocket. This is the pocket for the short. Then after bringing it out, you make sure you arrange it properly. Then you run another line on it for the pocket to be strong. Okay, you are done with this. This is your line. While sewing, you'll be cutting the thread. You turn it. Now, this is my first side pocket. After that, you put it here. Then you stitch it. You stitch it. Okay. After the stitching, this place is open. You can't keep it like this. You come to this place and you run a straight line. Okay. You trim it. Now, we are done with the pocket. This is your pocket. You can put anything you want. This is the pocket. Now we are going for the flap, the zip. You want to fix the zip. You place your material. You take your measurement. Depending on the size of the knicker. If the knicker is small, you take the measurement 7, it will be 7. But if the knicker is big, you make sure you take it from 8 inches. But this one I'm going with 7.5. You mark it with your scissors. Then this is your zip. You go for the next flap. This is your zip. You test it. Okay, the zip is okay. Now this is the good side of the material. This is the good side of the zip. This is the bad side. You use the good side of the material and the good side of the zip to face each other's. After doing that, you pick up your flap. You trim it. Okay. You place your flap on it. Go to your machine. Okay. Now we have joined the zip. You will not leave this place like this. You trim it according to the size of the zip. You've trimmed it. This is the remaining parts of the pocketing. Now I'm about to turn the flap. This is how you do it. I want to turn this one inside, this material, I want to turn it inside. So you place the good side, which is the front side, you place it on your material, on the pocketing rather. Then turn it and trim it. Make sure you leave a space. Okay. In order for you to turn the material, it will be much easier for you to turn it when you cut it like this. You cut it, then you turn it from the inside. After turning it, when you take a good look at it, you will see this side, they've not folded it, you fold it inside. Make sure you fold it inside and you run a straight line on it at this other side, close to the zip, not on top the zip, on top the material. You run a straight line on it. This is it. We are done with the first flap and the first pocket. This is the right leg. You keep it. You go for the second one, the left leg. This is it. Okay. This is your pocket. Remember the last leg, the right leg we sewed. We fixed the pocket like this. Now this one will keep the pocket like this. We are keeping it like this. Why? Because if you keep it like this, it will be the same thing. It will be right and the other one will be right also. So for you to get the both side, this first leg being the right leg, you are not taking the same step. We are changing the step. Now this is what we do. We face it, we turn it like this. Sorry. This is the left side pocket. You put it on your mat, on your pocketing, close to the line inside the pocket. You follow your iron line. You cut your thread, you tear it, you cut it to the other part. Then you fold it again. The second line. This is the thread line. The thread line on the pocket. Turn it again. You open it for you to close this place. When you open it, you fix it like this. Then close it. With a line on it. Now we are done with the formation of the line. We are going for the flap, the next flap, the next pocket flap. This is it. If you take a good look at it, you will see this part of the flap is straight, while this side is slant. So the part that is straight is for the outside. You keep it at this other side. Then you go with it. You fold it. This is the second side pocket which is the left hand side rather. We are done with the pocket flap. Now we are about to form the pocket. This is the inner part of the pocket. You turn it like this. After turning it, you make sure the thing is okay. When you are close to this other line, the last place that you sewed the line, you end your line there, you stitch it. Then you tear it. You cannot turn the pocket without cutting it, without tearing it like this. You cannot turn the pocket, so you have to cut it for you to be able to turn it. Then you trim your pocket. Okay, now you can turn it from the inside. Now this is your pocket. Make sure you bring it out properly. Then you run a line on it. Okay, this is your line. This is your line. After the line, you turn it. Now, when you take a good look at it, you see your pocket here. But there is no stitch here. Look at it. Look at how it is. Now, let's see. I want to stitch it now. This is the stitch. After stitching it, you look at it. It's okay now. The next thing you do is for you to run a straight line here. Okay. This is your straight line. You make sure you trim it. Okay. This is the other flap. You trim your flap. You take the same measurement you took for the other flap, which is 7.5. You measure it and you mark it. After marking it, this is your flap. You place it on the machine, then the material on it. Your straight line. When you get to the place you mark, you cut it. You end it from there. After running that line, you open it. And when you open it, take a good look at it. You see this thing is standing. The flap, the joining of the flap and the material is standing. So you make sure you bring it to this other side and run a line on it. Now you have to trim the flap. You pick up your right side, then for you to trim it, you place it on it. This is the right side flap, then this is the left side. You put it, because this is how it's going to be. it will be like this when you are done. So we want to trim this side to make sure they are equal. You mark it. After marking it, you trim it. Okay. You pick up your pocketing on it. Then this is the flap. You place the flap on the pocketing. Then you run a line on it. Okay, this is your line. You cut it. Okay. After running the line, you concentrate on the pocketing and your material. You trim it. You have to be very careful while doing it. You trim it. Then you give a space. This is your tape. You check from the line. You take 3. Measure it, you cut it. You've cut it. Then you need to cut these places so you can turn the flap. Without cutting it, it won't be possible. When you turn it without cutting it, it will look anyhow. Now we cut it and we turn it. This is it. You turn it again. You trim it because we are folding it. Then you trim it. This is it. You cut it. Okay. Fold it. Fold it. You fold it from the downside. You place it on it. Then you make sure you are doing it properly. Fold it from the inside. This place will be hard if you are not careful. So you make sure you take your time to fold it. Then after the folding, you run a line on it. You make sure you trim it. When you turn it, take a good look at it. Look at what we did. This, for this to cover it like this, then this is how it will look like from the inside. Then we turn it. We are done with this part. You have your 2 legs, your right leg and your left leg. Okay, we go for the next, the back side. This is the back. Now we have to give a fitting. And we are taking it from the upside. This is the upside where you put your waistband from this side. Then this is the side where you join the front side and the back side. You join it together like this. So you have to keep the both of them, the back, you join them together. Then you take your measurement, 1 inch. 1 inch, you mark it. In the absence of your marker or your chalk, you can use pencil or biro. Then you take your measurement 4. This is the 4. You mark it. After marking it, you come from here again. You take 4. You mark it. This is the 4 you marked. You mark this 4. You mark this other one. Then you give a line. You separate it. Now they are equal. This other line and this other line are equal. So you turn it. Make sure you arrange it very well. Place it on your machine. Now, remember we measured this place. We took our measurement 4. You take that same measurement, you mark it. Then you come here again and you take this measurement. You just take half of an inch, of 1 inch, you take half. Then you start from there. You are not sewing it straight. You slant it to that place you marked. And you slant it to there. Okay. Then you go with the other one. You do the same thing. You mark it. You take your measurements. And now the next step we have to take is the back pocket. And the back pocket, we'll take it from the right side. This is the right leg. We are taking the back pocket from the right leg because we use our right hand rather always. So now this is for the back pocket. Then this other one we are not putting pockets. So you will join it with the left side. This is the left side, the front, and this is the back. You bring the two sides together. This is the good side, this is the good side. You join it together. Then you mark one, that allowance. This is the allowance. You mark it 1. Then you place it on your machine. Place it on your machine. You run a straight line. When you are running the line, you will be very careful. Now, this is my pocket. This is the pocket. So you are being careful for you not to cover the pocket with this other, with the back side. Okay. When you get to the place you stitched at the pocket, you make sure you take it carefully. On the stitch, you stitch it again so that it will not lose. We are done with the left leg. This is the left leg. The next step is to make use of your iron. You open this place. You press it with your iron. You press here with your iron. You turn it. You press here with your iron. You turn it again. You press here. Press here. You press here again. Now, this is the flap for the back pocket. You cut it. After cutting it, you fold it again. You run a line on it. take the second one, you go on it. Okay, after doing that, now we want to mark out the pockets. You pick up your pen, your ruler, you place the flap, then you give a straight line. This is your straight line. This is your straight line. You cut it from the line. Cut it on top. Taking it on it. Okay. Pick up the next one. Take it from the line. Going. Okay. You try to join it together. Okay. You see, now the both flaps are equal. You can join it together without space. Now you pick up your tape. The back pockets, the measurement for the back pocket is 5.5. Then 5.5, you divide it into 2. You bring your tape. This is 5.5. You divide it into 2. Then you place it on the flap. You mark it. You mark here. You mark the center. Then you mark the 5.5. Then you bring the other one, the one that you did not mark. You bring it together. This is where you need your ruler. You rule it at that same spot. You rule here. You shift it backward to the other place you marked. You rule it again. Shift it. Rule it again. If you take a good look at it, you see they are all equal. You turn it. You rule a straight line where you run your thread on it. This is your line. This is your line. Now, this is the back pocket. Okay, we want to fix it. This is the flap. Sorry, the pocket. Place it on the machine. The material, the pocketing on the machine first. Then this is your right leg, the back side, where you want to sew your back pocket. You place it on the material. While placing it, when you take a good look at it, you see that place you hold, the fitting. You place it on it and you make sure the fitting is equal with the material, the pocketing. You place it there, you fix it, and you bring your first flap. Sorry. Your first flap, you take it from the downside, from the edge of the fitting. That is where you take it. You put the center, the place you mark, you put it from there. Then, okay, you make sure the thing is okay. Fix it, you check from the under. Okay, you are good to go. Then you are taking your line from the place you marked, from that same spot. You make sure you take it from there. Then you go, and you be very careful and sensitive. Okay. You are done with the first flap. This is the first flap. You run your thread line on the line you drew. Now, you pick up your second flap, fix it, make sure they are equal. You are taking it from the place you marked. Okay, you go from there. Okay. This is it. This is the pocketing, while this is the flap, and this place you see is the pocket. You have to cut it out, and be very careful while doing it. While cutting it, you spread it and you fold it. Now you fold it, pick up your scissors, you cut. Now you've cut it. If you take a good look at it, you see the place I cut. Then you have to use your scissors and open it to this edge where you started the thread. You cut it to that edge. Likewise here, here and here. While doing it, you don't talk, because if you do, you might spoil it while talking. Okay, I'm done with the first cutting. I go for the second one. Okay. You have to be very careful. We are done. Now I've cut it. After the cutting, you look. This is the formation of the back pocket. This is the first flap. You put it inside. You turn it inside. You've turned the first flap inside. Now there's no flap here. This is the second flap. You hold the second flap. You turn it inside. Now, these are the both flaps. When you turn it like this, there is no flap, but there is a space here. You check, you see this and this. This is the cutting. We took it from the last place where we started the thread line, and you cut it exactly that place. So you pick up your screwdriver, you turn it inside. You turn it inside. Now you turn it again. Then you form the pocket like this. You are not making use of this one, the one that is here. You are not making use of this one. The one that is here, you use it, you fold it. Then after folding it, you turn it. Now this is the back pocket. This is it. This is your flap. Look at your pocket here. You can put your hand. You see? Okay, this is it. Now you have to run a straight line on the pocket. This is your back pocket. This is it. When you check, you see it like this. So you have to turn it now from here. You want to run a straight line here. Because if you don't run a straight line, you see, when you put your hand inside, while bringing it out, this one will come out too. This one here. So you have to run the line. Okay, this is your line. Now you check here. This is your pocket. You fold it like this. You turn it. You are running a line here. This is the line. You turn the other side to sew your line to cover it. After running the line, you trim it. Not too close to your line because you still have something to do. You remove the offside of it. Now we are done with this part. This one is no longer useful. You cut it out. Keep it for reserve. Now you fold it. You're running a line on it. This is your line. You go to the next side. You do the same thing you did here. You cut it, make sure you trim it. Okay. We are running the line because of the material. So we fold it to make sure your work is not dirty. Okay, we are almost done with the back pocket. Now you can put your hand, you can make use of your back pocket. Then you check here, you can still put your hand from here. So you have to cover it. You have to run a line from here. This is your line. No way, you can't put your hand again. Then you keep it like this. Now, we are almost done with the back pocket. If you take a good look at it, you see this place. What you have to do is to place the material on it, then you run a straight line here. This is it. We are done. We are done with it. You pick up your right leg. Sorry. Pick up your right leg, you join it together. When you get to the place you stitched the pocket, you stitch it again, you arrange it. Okay. We are done with the formation of the pockets, the front side and the back pockets. The next step we take is the joining of the knicker. You pick your tape, your pen. Okay, sorry. Then this is the left side. You place it on your machine. You check your measurements. The waist is 40. Then you divide it into 2. The first time when we are cutting it, we divided the waist into 4. So now we have sewn the front leg and the back leg. We've joined it together. So now we are dividing it into 2. Because you have joined the front and the back, then you join the other part, it is 2 now. So you divide the waist into 2. This is the 40. Divide it into 2. You have 20. This is your 20. You start from here and you mark your 20. This is it. This is it here. You mark it here. This is it. You place it equally. Then you check the place you marked. You place it on the machine. Then you run a straight line. Running a straight line on it. Okay. This is your line according to the shape of the knicker. You run it. When you get here, you stitch. You will not take it to the end because you make use of this space. You cut it. This is where you need your belt guide. Where is it? Okay. This is the belt guide. This is your belt guide. You fold it here, you turn it, and you bring it together. Okay. You make sure one side is a little bit longer than the other side, the downside. Okay. Okay, you turn it. You have to measure it. Take it 4 inch. You cut, then you measure from the one you cut, you cut, you cut, you cut. We are making use of 6. Okay. Now, this is your waistband, and this is your Ankara knicker. You place the knicker. You want to join the waistband and the belt guard. Okay. You keep the material like this. Then this is the place we folded the other time when we were ironing it. Then you place it on the knicker. You leave a little space of the waistband here because you will still make use of it. Then you place your machine on the line, the one you folded. You place your machine on it. You make sure you run your thread line on it. Now we are going. You sew it here. When you come to this place, you stitch and you give a little scale. Then the first line, you leave a space for the zip. This is the second flap, while this is the first flap. This is the zip. You have to leave a space like copper tape. Measure it half. You mark it. You mark the half. Then you start from there where you marked the half. You start from there. You run your straight line you go. Now this is the place we join the both legs, the front and the back. You measure from there according to the size of the knicker you are sewing, the Ankara material. You measure. If the knicker is big, you look like that and increase the measurement of the belt guide. But if it is small, you shift it, you reduce it. So this one is big size, so I'm taking 5.5 for the first belt guide. This is it. You place it, then you place your waistband on it. You go. Okay. Then when you get to the place you joined it, you open the place, the two allowance. You open it from the inside. You open it, then you pick up your belt guide on it. You run it down. You run it on the line. Open it. Then this is the last place we joined. The 20, the one we divided into two. You mark it from the center. You mark from the center 2. Then you mark from here 4, which is 2 here, 2 here. Then you put the belt guide. Then you put the next one. This is the 5th one. You fix it here. Then you take your measurement, 5.5. You mark it for the last belt guide. Now you go. Okay, this is your zip. You will not sew it and cover the zip. You zip it down. Then this one you are using it for the next flap. Then you run it. You trim it. Then now we have joined the flap, the belt guard and the knicker together. So we have to turn it to form the waistband properly. You mark it from the edge of the flap. You sew a straight line. This is your straight line. You cut it. After cutting it, you turn it from the inside. Now you see, we have our waistband there. This is the waistband. Then we have to fix the next flap. This is the space we left. Now we fold it from here. Fold it from here. Then we run this line. Okay, we have run the line. Now this is the flap. It goes like this, but you can't just sew it like this. So you have to turn it from the inside. Turn it like this. Then you check the line, the waistband, where you marked with your pen. You run a straight line from there. This is your straight line. You have to trim it. Trim it. Without trimming it, it will not be fine. Okay. You turn it and make sure you fix it very well. Okay, this is it. Now this is the waistband. We are almost done with the waistband. Now you have to run a straight line from here. Fix it from the inside. This is your straight line. You run your straight line. You make sure you run the straight line close to the waistband, not on the waistband. Okay, now we need to make use of hook, trouser hook. This is it. These are the hooks. This one pair. You pick the first part of the hook. Where close to the zip, you will mark it and make sure you put it there. Close to the zip. You mark. Okay. You make sure it's okay. Put it there. Then you turn it. You use this other part of it to lock it. Look at it. You press this side. You lock it. Okay. We are done with the waistband. Now we are going for the belt guard. Okay. This is the belt guide. You shift it. You take ½ inch here. Make use of your tape. Half. You mark. You mark the half. You stitch it so that it will be strong. Then you take it like this. Make sure the thing is straight. You put it. You run it. You do the same thing with the rest. You mark it. You run your straight line. You stitch it. Okay, we are done with the belt guard, the waistband, and the joining of the knicker. Now we have to take the measurements of the length. This is 20. I'm going with 20.5. You mark it. You mark it with your pen or your marker. Then you go to the next leg. Same thing. 20.5. You mark it. Okay. You turn it and open it from this place. You open it and you turn it from the place you marked. You fold it inside. This is it. You run a straight line. You go to the next leg. Okay, this is your line. Go to the next leg. You turn it, open it, then you take it, you fold it from the place you marked. Okay, fold it, then you go. You are doing the same thing. We are done with the lines. The next thing we have to do is to join it. Now I want to join the zip. This is the first flap. You zip it. The second flap, you bring it close to the first flap. You make sure you arrange it properly. Then you put it close to the zip, but not on the zip. When you take a good look at this place, you will see the line I run here. Then you turn it. After fixing it, you turn it and place your machine on it. You make sure the thing is well placed. Then you arrange it. You run, stitch it, run a straight line. Now this is the zip. I want to join the zip together so you can be able to make use of the flap. If you leave it like this, you can't use it. Look at. So we want to fix this one to this other side. You zip it, you hold it and you turn it. When you turn it, you turn the flap, fix it. Then you turn this other and place it together. You make sure you measure the zip and the flap. This other side and this other side must be equal. So you place it, then after placing it, you run your line. You run your line. Remember when we were joining the waistband and the knicker, I told you to leave a little space. Now look at the space here. You zip it down when you get close to that space. Okay, when you get there, you zip it down, then you put the zip there. Okay, look at what I did here. You put the zip there, then you run it. When you get there, you turn it and then you stitch it. You cut the remaining part of the zip. Now we are done with the zip, but not yet done with the flap. So we have to join the knicker, the leg. This is the leg. We are joining the legs. This is the leg 20, 22. So you take your measurements, you run it. You go to the next leg, take the same measurement. This is it. This is your leg. Take the same measurement. You took, add the other leg, you run it. Now we are almost done with the knicker. When you take a good look at this thing, you see here we have a hole here. And remember, I told you to leave a space here. So we are about to make use of that space to cover this hole here. So you turn it like this, you place it, then you run your line, you open this side, okay, you open this side also, then you run your line on it. Okay. Now, when you look, there is no hole here again. You turn it, we are done with the inside. Now I want to fix the flap. Okay, this is the flap. Now, I want to fix it so that you can be able to make use of your zip properly. And this is the last stage of the work. Now this is your hook. You bring this other one, this one, you place it here, and then you fix it with this one. After doing it, you check on it, you remove it back. Look at it. You remove it, you leave it here, you turn it. Then you use the hook, put it there, then you hook it. You make sure you hook it properly. Hook it here. Okay. After hooking it, now let's try it. This is it. This is the hook. Now you have to run a line here to bring out the flap. Run a line here to bring out the flap. That's what I'm about to do. You place your machine. Place it here. Place your machine. Okay. Pick up your tape. You measure it 1.5 inch. Then you run it, and you be very careful while doing it. Yeah, we are done with the flap. The last thing we have to do is to run a line here. This is the line. We are done with this line. We are done with the Ankara knicker. So the last step is to iron it. This is it. Okay. So you have to go to the table and iron it. Look at it. This is your Ankara knicker. This is it.
Okay, this is actually the outcome of what was just done. I really enjoyed the whole process. Hope you did. Thank you, Amos, for this beautiful shot. I'm definitely making mine. Do you have anything to say to the viewers out there?
Thank you very much. Keep watching, learn a skill.
Keep watching, learn a skill. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all our social media handles because you won't regret it. My makeup was done by Motes Beauty Touch. I know I'm beautiful. Follow them up on Instagram at Motes Beauty Touch. Don't forget to call me Joy the Joyous. Until I come your way again, peace out.
We are Niger Delta Connect.